Rejoice, Culling Games is out, and we about to watch it, but we gotta do a little bit of homework. We got a great video from Mr. Manganimist. Everything you need to know before JJK Season 3. Yeah, people meme about this being Lobotomy Kaisen, it's just Unga Bunga fighting. During my rewatch of Season 1, the amount of foreshadowing setup, Hakari being like already teased, Uraume being there at the beach when Jogo, like not Ghetto and Dagon and them, they're all just chilling. It's actually mind-blowing the amount of hints and stuff they laid out, right? So let's check this out.
Everything you need to know before Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 premieres tomorrow. We are less than 24 hours away from peak.
I think it literally just released on Crunchyroll right now.
Y'all, so it's been a couple years. I'm sure people are confused, especially my anime onlys out there. So this video is going to be your perfect resource to get you ready to jump straight in, and there will be no manga spoilers here.
Let's go.
So let's get into it. Actually, I lied. Before we get into it, a little PSA. We are going to be having watch parties for every episode of Season
Hell yeah,
3.
go support
if you
him.
want to watch it with me and the rest of the community, join the Discord. We will be having a watch party just as soon as the episodes become available. And then we might do some other watch parties either throughout the day or throughout the week, because I know we're dealing with all sorts of different time zones. But
okay,
join the Discord. There's an event in the Discord, and that will translate to your local time zone, so you can figure out when exactly that's going to be. But hope to see you guys there.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
So in no particular order, here is everything that you need to know and remember before going into Season 3. And first and foremost,
Gojo Satoru is a fucking fraud. Why did they seal him away in Shibuya Incident? Because he's just infinite. This dude is limitless. He is so hard to deal with. Get rid of him. But what is not Geto's plan? To help deepen the understanding of cursed spirit, because he wants to enact, like cursed energy, right? To enact the Heian era again. So wouldn't you want him in the Culling Games though? Like Culling Games is like I'm imagining a battle royale tournament, everyone just fucking fighting. But I guess Gojo is too broken, therefore like talent can't develop. Like he's too big of a whale and we need to let these other dolphins develop amongst themselves.
Gojo has been sealed in the prison realm. This is the inciting incident of JJK. Basically, the first 2 seasons have been leading to this moment.
Like the more I think about Gojo's like role in the story, he represents the absolute power, absolute violence, nuclear weapon. And because of him, like the way that not Geto wants other people to develop can't happen. He restricts it from happening, you know? Not Geto would love that power for himself, but because it's in the hands of Gojo and his intent is not to allow, you know, just crazy crash outs between Jujutsu sorcerers, he exists as like the ultimate cop to prevent like shit from Culling Games from happening, right?
Our bad guys trying to find a way to deal with Satoru.
He's spawn camping then. Bro is spawn camping the new talent. Why would Ankh do this?
Through Gojo. But now that he has been sealed, all of the other dominoes can start to fall and plans can go into motion. Okay, so some of the immediate ramifications of this are how the higher-ups in Jujutsu Society react to the news of his sealing. Because
it's so bad.
If you recall, Gojo and the higher-ups hate each other.
Ganji, nah, dude, fucking, they got like a death warrant, right? They got all bounties and shit. Same with Yuji.
If you remember back in Season 1, Gojo even talked about how he's thought about just killing all of the higher ups.
Yeah.
He realized that wouldn't do him any good in terms of trying to change society, because he would just be looked at as like a crazed murderer and dictator, right? So instead, he decided to choose the path of education.
That's right. Raise up the new generation of talent with his ideology, right?
Trying to foster this next generation to become strong and intelligent allies. But obviously, he hates the higher-ups and they hate him, but they can't do anything about him because
he's too strong.
Gojo, right? So the moment he's sealed, they capitalize on this and put out 5 bulletins to all of Jujutsu Society.
Why are these Jujutsu higher-ups so fucking retarded? What's their problem, man? Well, what's their goal? They don't want skin of vessel testing anything. Not get rid of the vessel. They're terrified of that shit. Why are we even keeping Yuji around? Because it's better if we have one vessel to keep track of all the fingers rather than these fingers being just spread around everywhere, then even more 5% is gonna show up. Gojo has a plan that I think is pretty good, but it's kind of volatile. the higher ups don't want any of that shit. Then there's not Geto capitalizing on this. He even planned this shit out. Like Yuji, I think his best experiment. The way that not Geto talks about Choso and not Saori. Imagine Saori from Nowara. Imagine Saori was also a project. I don't think so. I meant to say Megumi's sister, right? These are all people that he has planted, prepared, and is now coming to rise. So I just, what is the Jujutsu execs thinks is gonna happen now? Like, you're gonna get rid of the principal, you're gonna get rid of Gojo. What's your plan? Yuta's gonna clutch for you? Like, they got Yuta, right?
The first bulletin is Suguru Geto's survival has been confirmed and he has been sentenced to death
again.
Because if you recall, someone is currently using Geto's body. And Geto was a Jujutsu terrorist when he was alive originally, right? And he was put to death. Gojo's the one that killed him.
Yeah.
Well, now that he's seemingly alive again, the higher-ups are like, hey, he's still out there. He's still sentenced to death. Somebody do something about this. The second notice.
The craziest thing is not Geto and the dialogue between Choso and Yuji, brother. Not like my brother, like Todo and Yuji, but literally blood? How does that make sense? Choso is what? Like cursed, what was it? The cursed pictures shit that happened at the end of season 1? Other experiments, right? These are sealed away in Tengen's laboratory of whatever, but Mahito was able to find it because they left a trace of Mahito's like cursed energy, like signature, right? Onto the finger for Junpei incident. They took that shit back. Mahito infiltrated. Mekamoto's a traitor at the same time too. And they got it. But Yuji's dad and mom, we don't know. So I've been thinking, was this dude grandma? I don't think he was grandpa. Was he Yuji's mom or dad? What about Choso? How many different bodies has this guy swapped into before realizing Geto's body? You know what I mean? Like, since the Heian era until now, bro been doing some Orochimaru shit, hopping from one vessel to another. He's somehow immortal, right? And then he's been just like fucking bitches, popping out babies and different experiments here, there, and there so that the culling games can develop. And get rid of Gojo. And I don't know. Like, where are we going with this?
He's still sentenced to death. Somebody do something about this. The second notice is that Satoru Gojo has been deemed an accomplice to the Shibuya incident and is thus permanently exiled from the Jujutsu world. Furthermore, removing his seal will be considered a criminal act.
You know what? Fuck it. Gaslight us all you want. Let's crash out. Fuck you. Nah, no more, nothing holding us back anymore. I just want Gojo, when he gets out of the seal, he will, right? To crash the fuck out on them.
Criminal act. So they are trying to frame Gojo for the entirety of the Shibuya incident, especially given his proximity to Geto. They're basically framing it as Gojo and Geto like planned this and did.
Yeah, they were gay for each other during the hidden inventory arc, therefore he's complicit. I don't think the Jujutsu execs believe that. There's no way they believe that. They're gaslighting. They know what they're doing. They're spinning the narrative, but it's like, this ain't even the actual Geto right now. And you try to, what the fuck?
This together. So not only are they not, instructing anybody to go and try and free Gojo, but in fact, you will be a criminal if you go and try and free Gojo. They're going to try and keep him locked up forever. Next, the third bulletin says that Masamichi Yaga, the principal of Jujutsu High.
Yeah, I think when I say Ganji before, I mistake. The Kyoto principal is Ganji. This is Yaga, right? Yaga, I love him, but he is now getting tied with Gojo. He's received the same death penalty for inciting Satoru Gojo and Suguru Geto. Inciting! Oh, that's great! This cute little fucking cursed corpse, doll maker. Panda. He incited them. Yeah, he's a woke terrorist. He had an agenda and propagandized young Gojo and Geto, and now the Shibu incident happened. This is his fault.
I shall receive the death penalty.
Wait, but following the logic, can't we say that whoever fucking put the principal in Tokyo is the problem? Like, you blaming the teacher for this shit. What about the teacher's teacher? What about the exec? They have no responsibility. They're innocent in all of it.
For inciting Satoru Gojo and Suguru Geto into causing the Shibuya incident. So they are trying to blame him for all of this as well.
And to be honest, Yaga has always, he has always been have a soft spot for Gojo, right? And Gojo even there's like a moment in season 1 where he intentionally lets Mugen down, right? And Yaga is like holding him in like a little head bar. This is the beginning of the Kyoto Exchange event, and Gojo was, you know, crashing up. But I kind of like that Gojo intentionally Mugen down because that's how much he trusts Yaga and knows how to play the role of the douchebag asshole, but also knows when to humble himself. There's a lot of good chemistry happening between these two. I hope that he gets vindication. I hope that like he will be treated well in the Culling Games and he just pops the fuck off. If he has a tragic end, Panda's gonna be crying, man.
And that's because the higher-ups don't like Yaga either. He's very progressive and forward-thinking, just like Gojo is, and he was obviously Gojo's mentor, right? So they're trying to get rid of all of their enemies in one fell swoop here. So let's blame Yaga for what Gojo and Geto did.
Great.
He has to die too. Then the fourth bulletin says the suspension of Yuji Itadori's death sentence is revoked. And the execution is to be carried out immediately.
On site!
So they're coming after Yuji as well, because we know the only thing standing in the way of them killing Yuji originally was Gojo. It was Gojo's plan to be like, hey, let's not kill him yet.
Would Sukuna allow that to happen? If Yuji really was about to die, wouldn't Sukuna, but he has the other finger. I forget how many fingers there are at this point though. In season 1, I think he's around at like 15%, 20, but how many fingers does he have at this point? Too many. Almost all of it, right? A big majority, like 15? Yeah, 15. That's kind of crazy. There's only 5 left. So wouldn't Sukuna come out and help her? Would he say, fuck you, Yuji, die? And then I got other 5 fingers to work with and I'll retrieve the 15 later or something. Would the 15 fingers be pooped out? How does that work? Let's imagine 15 finger Yuji. That sounds weird. Let's imagine 15 finger Yuji dies. What happens? Do they dig the fingers out? Is it digested? Is it gone? It's gone forever?
Let's have him eat all of the fingers and then we'll kill him. It was his way of protecting Yuji, right?
Okay.
But now that Gojo's gone, and especially because, you know, the Shibuya incident just happened where tens of thousands of people died, they're like, yeah, we're killing Super.
You think Sukuna would be so fucking petty and hateful of Yuji that he would sacrifice all of that power, 15 fingers out of 20 gone? That's kind of crazy to me. Right? What's that, 75% power gone? You only want to fuck around with 25? I don't know, maybe he can grow stronger, right? Maybe he doesn't need the fingers in over time. He can hone his understanding of Jujutsu and get better.
In his vessel now, and there's nothing you guys can do about it. So, Geto, Gojo, Yaga, Yuji, they're all enemy number 1. And then
if they actually carry out 5 Finger Sukuna as like the endgame boss, and he can actually still keep up with everybody and still dominate, that would be a next level of flex. Like going with this idea that like Sukuna will not help Yuji. He's sacrificing 15 and somehow he is able to come back with 5 fingers only and he still fucking wins and everything. Like, bro, that'd be crazy. And then the agenda would be even more insane because of them missing 75% of power.
Geto, Gojo, Yaga, Yuji, they're all enemy number 1. And then finally,
Yuta.
The last bulletin was that special grade sorcerer Yuta Akotsu is hereby appointed Yuji's executioner.
No! Why? We watched the movie and you were such a fucking main character. How could he do this to us? He doesn't really have an option. What's he gonna do? Say fuck you, boomers? Won't they put a fucking bounty on his head too? In my opinion, he's simply playing the game. He did make a pact though. But we also know, and there's a line at the end of the Shibuya incident. Not Geto is talking about his project and what he did. Talking about pacts that he made all throughout his lifespan leading up to this moment. And now those pacts were also annulled when he swapped bodies. So there is a way for pacts to be broken without you basically cleansing a pact without suffering the consequences of it. I don't know where this is gonna go. Maybe there's other mechanics of getting rid of the pact Yuta made, but that's on right now.
So he specifically has been sent to take him out. So all of these...
Yeah, Inumaki also got injured, right? But don't you think Inumaki would tell, you know, Yuta that like, bro, that was not Yuji. That was Sukuna. Don't you think Panda and Inumaki would vouch for Yuji after they've gone through everything? To say that Yuta is just crashing out because of that, I don't think is very strong. I think that he's simply playing the game, understands that there's no other options, and hopefully they'll be able to like team up later on. But even if it's a bit of a heartbreak right now, the fact that now we have Yuta versus Yuji on the table because of these constraints, man, that's great content.
So he specifically has been sent to take him out. So all of these bulletins basically have one thing in common. Get rid of Gojo and all of his closest allies.
Hey, you know what? Sure, Inumaki would just say salmon. Tuna mayo. No, but people understand. There's moments where Inumaki's just fucking saying ingredients and Panda gets it or someone else gets it and people are like, the fuck? You get that?
Bulletins basically have one thing in common. Get rid of Gojo and all of his closest allies, right? They are trying to wipe out their enemies off the chessboard. And if you even try to free Gojo, you are a criminal now too. But wait, Yuta is very clearly connected to Gojo. He is one of his students as well.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they want to sentence him to death? And in fact, why are they even using him to try and kill Yuji? Why would they trust him?
There's no other tool, and therefore they're putting him on the spot with the absolute of a pact there so that he can't go against it unless there's ways to go around that, right?
Right. This is a great point and a great question, and something that is even brought up at the end of Shibuya. We see, Yuta save that little girl, and then next thing we know, he is in front of the higher-ups of Jujutsu Society, and he's like, I took care of it. And
look at those geezers, man.
We don't care how many curses you kill. We're never...
Damn, we get to actually see a face. I don't know if they showed on the anime. The anime looked like, I don't think I saw anything. It was just like these boards just covering everybody. Very ominous and veils around. Geezer.
Gonna trust you. And he says, then let's make a binding vow. So that's essentially how he gets their approval to do this.
Is it pact or binding vow? It's synonymous, right? It's the same shit, right?
And why they trust him to do it, because he's literally, essentially staked his life on the fact that he will do it, saying that Yuji is the one that caused his friend Inumaki to lose his arm in Shibuya, and Sukuna is obviously a massive threat, so Yuji needs to die. Thus, Yuta made a binding vow to kill Yuji.
I think that's still a very weak argument to believe this. I'm not saying the content creator, I'm talking about Yuta's argument. Yeah, Inumaki lost an arm. That's fucked up. That's not a mini injury that you can heal from. That arm is gone. But even then, the context explained. Yuta would crash out like this to literally put his life on the line on a binding vow. I think he's playing the game.
That is why, as I'm sure you...
To believe this, he's actually angry and this is personal would mean that he don't even care what's happening with Gojo-sensei or Yaga. He doesn't believe in any of that? No. He is... second fucking year generation. There's no way Yuta's that gone. I don't believe it.
We've had the start of season 3 teased as the Itadori extermination arc, which will pit Yuji against Yuta. Okay, so that sets you up with the political side of things, but...
And I'm still down. I'm still down because we're gonna get this shit, right? Like, this looks so gay, but I love it. This matchup, oh my god. And Rika is somehow back. They didn't explain that, right? Jujutsu Zero... At the end, Rika is seemingly exercise gone. Yuta goes to train with Miguel in Africa, I think. And that's it. And then he comes back at the end. But somehow, Rika is there. And I'm like, the fuck? So we'll be waiting for that explanation.
Yuta. Okay, so that sets you up with the political side of things. But what else do you need to know going into season 3? And first of all, what's going on with Yuji, besides being hunted by the majority of society, right?
He looks cool. He's got new design. Scar. Right? 2 scars. And for some reason, he clapped. And then a bunch of curses pulled up from behind at the end of Shibu incident. And I thought this shit was Attack on Titan coordinate. Like Eren Yeager, commanding the Titans. I thought that, this was... Wait a minute. Did he get something new? Is it a coincidence?
Well, last we left him, he is currently running around with Choso. Choso, whom I'm sure you recall, actually had a fight with Yuji in season 2.
Amazing fight. That entire scene in the bathroom. Who was it done by? Was it Van Oba? I forget the name. But the martial arts fighting sequence happening in the bathroom, in such a tight sequence, it's so cinematic.
Choso won, but before he could...
And the thing that's really sad about this is before he fought Choso, Yuji entered and said, I will never lose again. And then he fights like a cockroach monster, and he beats him. But come on now, did you really have your bet on the fucking bug monster? That's fucking mid. And then the true first opponent, pop, done, knocked out. And then Jogo pulls up, oyoink, finger.
Call actually had a fight with Yuji in season 2 that Choso won, but before he could finish Yuji off,
Oh yeah, that was the Maita stuff, dude. No, I forgot. There's the Maita stuff. Now Yuji, he did well. He did well afterwards, right?
he started freaking out and
It just doesn't look good when you enter in saying I will never lose again, then you lose. You know what I mean?
that Choso won, but before he could finish Yuji off,
And another thing is too, I think is we're underestimating Choso, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, when I watched that season 1 at the end, the death painting stuff with Choso and the brothers, that meant really nothing to me. Like Megumi domain expansion is cool. Nobody Black Flash, I think she hit it right. Cool, but I was like, these dudes, are they that legit? Whatever. And then Choso pulls up Shibu Incident and I'm like, okay. But I'm like, I underestimated him. So hold up. Choso's brothers, right? He had 2 siblings, right? Were they then also Yuji siblings? How does that work? we killed the siblings. Oh, yikes.
Yuji in season 2 that Choso won, but before he could
How is Yuji gonna feel about that? I don't know if he would feel anything.
finish Yuji off, he started freaking out and having false memories, right? And then we know that Choso just starts to think of Yuji as his brother.
The spaghetti. See, they're eating spaghetti. All the siblings were there. Nah, there was a fucking spaghetti moment.
It's a very kind of confusing sequence, especially if you are an anime only.
Yeah.
But I will make another video fully exploring this once more is revealed in the anime. But for now, we know that Choso freaks out and then basically starts to view Yuji as an ally, and then they're kind of chill at the end of season 2 with both of them fighting against the man that has taken over Geto's body.
Now, not Geto, I don't think. There's a part. Let's just fucking bring it up. I've been watching this moment over and over again, guys. It is one of the coolest fucking moments in JJK finale for Shibuya Incident. And this is what I'm talking about. I made a meme about this. Now, I'm not talking about the politic natures of what happened in Venezuela, but when I saw this, I was like, oh my fucking God, are you serious? There's such an epic moment at the end of Shibuya Incident where not Geto's just monologuing, telling everyone the plans. Here it is. Let's bring it up. You are my special. You are my special. Hell yeah. So if you there's like a moment where I think right here, he undoes this ribbon and he says, boom, everything is off. And then Megumi's sister wakes up, all the different projects wake up, but that event didn't happen before this, right? So like Choso's memories coming back is because of the interactions with Yuji. This has nothing to do with not Geto somehow releasing everything, and now it's just like, there you are, there's all your memories, right? I think it's more of the interaction. Oh God, damn! Oh. Oh, okay.
Exploring this once more is revealed in the anime, but for now we know that Choso freaks out and then basically starts to view Yuji as an ally, and then they're kind of chill at the end of season 2 with both of them fighting against the man that has taken over Geto's body. And in addition to Choso
blood mixed, Yuji and Choso's blood mixing and Choso's curse technique, basically Kamo Clan but better, right? Is that disrespectful to say? That no, is it actually disrespectful to Choso that I'm even comparing his curse techniques to the fucking Kamo Clan? I don't know, but I feel like, you know, Kamo fucking needs blood packs that he steals from the hospital to do his shit, but Choso doesn't really.
Joining Team Yuji, we also see that Yuki Tsukumo re-enters the picture. Now, she is the one that trained Toto and was also part of Jujutsu Society back in Gojo and Geto's kind of day, but then she left Society because she didn't really agree with the way the higher-ups were doing things. Well, we know
that's right. In the hidden inventory arc, when Geto's starting to crash out as he realizes, even though he's going out to exercise curses, these fucking monkeys, man, these non-Jujutsu monkeys, bro, they are the reason for the curses to show up because of the negative emotion and their lack of, I guess, cursed energy. I don't know, right? But that's his mentality, to get rid of them. But Yuki's mentality was what? No. It's about removing jujutsu stuff, right? Removing cursed energy in this concept of that is the path forward. So it's kind of like in American politics, like a mass shooting happens. All right, do we take away all the guns? Is Yuki's idea. Or do we give kindergartners guns so that if a school gets shot up, these children can fight back? You know, I know this is an overgeneralization, but the more I thought about it, it's just like, hold up a second, ain't this the same shit?
That she swoops in to try and help Yuji and Co. against the man possessing Geto's body at the end of season 2, but is ultimately unsuccessful in stopping him. Which leads us nicely into just what exactly this man was doing at the end of season 2, because this is the most important thing to understand going into season 3.
Uzumaki. Right? Ultimate technique, Uzumaki. Which, by the way... Oh, is it this episode? Nah, it's not this one. Fuck. Bro. Miwa? So, I forget exactly how significant Uzumaki was. I'll have to learn again. But the first person he used it was useless Miwa here. And she survived it. And she survived it with Kusakabe, bro.
Season 2, because this is the most important thing to understand going into season 3 and the Culling Games. So as a quick refresher, we had the ultra satisfying moment of Yuji walking down Mahito and putting himself to ass. And as Mahito scrambled away, he runs into this man and he thinks it's his salvation, but unfortunately it's not, because we see that fake Geto here turns on Mahito and instead absorbs him with cursed spirit manipulation.
Now, how does it feel to be Junpei here, Mahito? Huh? A little bit of fucking revenge. Because at the end of the day, what was Mahito doing to Junpei? It feels kind of the same, right? You have a master and a servant, and the servant has no clue about this relationship. He's being used around as a tool, but the master at the end of the day has all other plans. Not Geto also want a Jogo. There was some extra, not just to stand proud you were strong. There was a moment where I think not Geto mentions, I would have loved to get Jogo too, man, but fuck, right?
He then uses Uzumaki, which is a function of cursed spirit manipulation, which will basically turn a cursed spirit under your control into raw power that you can then shoot out as an attack. And
go back.
Which is a function of cursed spirit manipulation, which will basically turn a cursed spirit under your control into raw power that you can then shoot out as an attack.
So basically, Mahito is literally a tool. Mui Tenpen and all that shit, not Geto has. Because Uzumaki is a cursed spirit manipulation. You basically take a cursed spirit, and now it's your fucking weapon. Everything that Mahito could have done, you can do it. But Uzumaki... I think I misunderstood Uzumaki then. I thought that Uzumaki was the name of the skill that was earned when not Geto absorbed Mahito. But it sounds like Uzumaki is simply a technique of cursed spirit manipulation. And he can say Uzumaki, and then we can use Mahito or we can use anything. Yeah, it's Geto. Yeah. So I'm misunderstanding that. Got it. Uzumaki is simply like, think of like Gates of Babylon. Maybe it's a terrible analogy. But you can use that and bring out the force of the cursed spirit shit that you manipulate, you took on.
He actually uses this on Miwa, if you'll recall.
Yes!
That you can then shoot out as an attack. And he actually uses this on Miwa, if you'll recall. But an extra element of Uzumaki that we find out in this moment is that if you use it on a cursed spirit that's strong enough, you can extract a one-time use of their curse technique.
Ah. Wait, one time? What did not Geto use on Miwa then? He used Uzumaki, but which technique did he use on her? Because there's no way he wasted Mahito's Mui Temp, just a raw power. Okay, so there's raw power and curse technique. So when you, like he didn't use the one-time thing. It's literally just sheer raw power, whatever that means. It's just OP. Okay.
So fake Geto Uzumaki's Mahito in order to steal Idol Transfiguration and use it one time.
And he hasn't used that yet. Everything we've seen through Uzumaki in season 2 was just raw, sheer curse spirit force. Sure.
Which he then immediately does. He casts a...
And you can keep doing that. But no, it's ammo. It's ammo? You meat grind. It's like a meat grinder. You meat grind the fucking cursed spirit and you have a one-time technique you can use, but you also have attack. Attack. Why do you guys say he used it? So he used the Mui Tenpen at the end? At the end of season 2, he used it. I remember him launching, after he's done all this shit, right? He does this. He summons all of these curses on, right? So he used Mui Tenpen here? This, right? This symbol of his, right? The sister right here. He unleashed it. That's it. Okay. Mui Tenpen used. I'm still a bit confused, but at this point, he already used it once. And that was the final key. Because Maito's Mui Tenpen, the ability to transfigure a soul, is how... Wait. But is it only on her? Is he used it on Tengen's barrier? It's not just on her. It's everybody. It's AoE. Because we see this, right? Across all of Japan. he just Mui Tenpen everything. Yeah, AoE right here. Uzumaki Mui Tenpen. Yeah. Okay.
Remote use of idol transfiguration in conjunction with all of the Jujutsu barriers across.
Why am I asking you guys in chat? Why don't I just watch the video? We just wasted like 10 minutes arguing when he's like explaining. Sometimes I get caught up in the moment. I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes because I'm just so immersed.
Which he then immediately does. He casts a remote use of idol transfiguration in conjunction with all of the Jujutsu barriers across Japan to basically do something crazy. As he explains here,
Tengen's barrier, I think, is bullshit. Tengen's barrier has meant fucking nothing. Tengen downscale, bro. Tengen fraud.
Remotely cast idol transfiguration on 2 types of non-sorcerers that he had previously marked.
2 types.
One of which are people who he had ingest cursed objects, just like Yuji Itadori.
Do you think Yuji is not Geto's favorite experiment? I don't know. It feels more like there was more effort into this because he either had to be taking back shots or be giving back shots as Yuji's mom and dad or Yuji's grandma. So that takes a lot more effort in compared to everyone else. Like, it feels more personal. It's definitely more personal. Actually, wait. There's also Culling Games promo pic. There's a new image that popped up with some great symbolism. Puppets. Where is it? Jujutsu Kaisen. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? JJK season 3 cover. It's a one where Yuji's the only human, but everyone else is a puppet. I can't find it here on Google Images, Scar. But if you know what I'm talking about, I was like looking at that, and I'm like, I see all the Culling Games members from the trailers, but they're like puppets. They're like voodoo dolls. But only Yuji's the human, and I think there is some intent and symbolism and meaning in how important Sukuna's vessel is in the grand scheme of things. I mean, shit, in the most epic moment at the end, right? What does our parent potentially say, right? What does like Janai Todori Yuji, I have great expectation for you, right? Yeah, and then here, Gojo Sensei! I have high expectations for you. I think of all the different like projects he set up, he is the most important.
People who he had ingest cursed objects, just like Yuji Itadori. And in addition to
you know what? Now the term "you are my special" is even more like crazy. If we think from the perspective of not Geto being some sort of parent of Yuji, you are my special. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait a minute.
Yuji, we also get a glimpse of Sumiki Fushiguro, Megami's sister, who if you...
No. Is he talking to Sukuna? No. He doesn't. He's talking to Yuji here. In my opinion, this part is still specific to Yuji. And then after he says, Sukuna, are you listening? I know, I've seen this scene multiple times. I've seen this shit more than you. I mean, he's not talking to Miwa. This is still Jane Itadori Yuji. I have high expectations for you. It's a continuous statement. And then he switches to Sukuna, are you listening? The Heian era, golden age of Jujutsu. Nah, that's what I think.
Has been cursed and sick this entire series. So we're finding out that he had something to do with that. So that is one type. The other type are people who were born with curse techniques, but who didn't have the proper bodies to actually use those curse techniques.
Like the brains and shit, and how Maito like changed it so he could unlock the curse technique shit, right?
So what he did with idol transfiguration was adjust those people's bodies to be able to use their curse techniques. And to the people who he had consume cursed objects like Yuji, he changed their bodies to have the capacity to become vessels. Okay, I know that was a lot. So just to kind of recap and
TLDR, 2 separate different projects. Geto is planning for the ultimate battle royale to just bring up new generation of Crash House sorcerers. But here's the thing. Yuki mentioned specifically to not Geto, do you really think that you're underestimating humanity? Just because people wake up with power, do you think they're just gonna start fighting and crashing out? And then not Geto says, I got plans, all right? Don't worry about that. So I'm sure that's the Culling Games and an incentive for why they have to kill.
Here. He absorbed Mahito and extracted the idol transfiguration curse technique from him. Then, using the barriers all around Japan, basically remotely activated idol transfiguration on tons of people all across Japan. And those
doesn't this hinge on not Geto theorizing that like the manifestation of the hatred of humans, like human hate, right? The nastiest, darkest shit. That's what Maito is. When we watched season 1, what was it? He's a manifestation of like all that is fucking evil and malice about the human heart. How could have not Geto predicted that? Unless he aided in that too? Because like that was this is the final. I doubt he's fucking improving. I think he had a plan from the beginning to set all this shit up. Maybe there were other options other than Mui Tempen. Maybe it's just like this is one of the timelines that could have went, but kind of crazy to imagine he expected Maito to literally show up and then to capitalize on that.
People fall into 2 categories. Either people that already had curse techniques but couldn't use them, and he gave them the ability to now use them, or people that he had ingest cursed objects. Just like Yuji ate the finger, there are tons of other people out there who had eaten cursed objects.
Do you think not Geto swap bodies and was Junpei's bullies for a bit in order for Junpei to crash out and be angry and just hostile, and then Maito pulled up? Like, I don't know. Like, he was the girl. Not the guy bullies, he was the girl. The one with the titties that's like, yo, you know these guys only hang around with you because you easy to fuck? Remember that? Oh, Junpei was fucking spitting.
Just like Yuji ate the finger, there are tons of other people out there who had eaten cursed objects. And he had basically made it so that those people were now suitable vessels, just like Yuji is. Now, why did he do this? Well, his motivations will become clearer and clearer as time goes on. But as he explains here, he is basically just wanting to see what's next in the evolutionary ladder of humans, cursed spirits, and cursed energy.
Yeah, I don't think there's like an objective goal. I think he just wants to, again, for people to deepen their understanding of cursed energy, to raise the Jujutsu talents as high as it was back in the Heian era, because that's all he wants. He just wants the glory days. He wants to relive the glory days of the Heian era. And in order to do that, this experiment must be done, because right now in the modern era, this is fucking trash. Mids everywhere.
We find out in this moment that he is the father of Choso. He created Choso and the other cursed womb death paintings by merging a human and a cursed spirit. But he wasn't happy with his creations. They didn't surpass him in the way he wanted. So now...
Those humans, though, are his kin. In order for blood to literally be tied to Yuji, that means that, again, he either took back shots or gave back shots and popped out 3 kids and then merged that shit with the cursed spirits to become that cursed picture.
Happy with his creations. They didn't surpass him in the way he wanted. So now he's trying to recreate the golden era of Jujutsu.
Heian era.
All of these brand new sorcerers and have them fight to deepen their understanding of cursed energy. And thus, the stage for the Culling game is set. As Fake Ghetto put it...
Damn, nothing about Megumi. No Megumi agenda in this video.
Himself, he said, think of me as having released 1,000 malevolent Yuji Itadori by activating all of these people that are now sorcerers and activating all of these people that are now vessels. He just wants to cause chaos, fighting, carnage, and again, a deepened understanding of cursed energy.
It's that simple, bro. Just want cursed shit to pop off. No, Noritoshi Kamo is Kamo's name, which is the weirdest thing. Because Kamo, again, the closed eyes, you know, his mama's a whore apparently, and he shoots the arrows, and yeah, he can like dope himself with the blood stuff. But Noritoshi Kamo in the trailer of the Culling Games is like, you have not get to show up, and I guess his identity for the Culling Games is Noritoshi Kamo, but why? Specifically Kamo clan. Like, and the more I think about it, well, what is the Kamo clan all about? Their techniques. Blood shit. And if we think about the deeper themes of all these different projects being bound to fucking not get to sperm and blood, I don't know. I don't where are we going with that?
And that is where season 2 leaves us, with Yuji and all of his allies having been sentenced to death essentially, and a death tournament forcibly thrust upon us with tons of new sorcerers.
Wonder what the incentive is though. Again, Yuki asked, just because you gave these people power, why do you think they would just start fighting? You know, underestimate humanity. We'll have to find out. I'm sure there's got to be an incentive that we have to do this.
So yeah, Gojo getting sealed, kind of a huge problem for everyone we know and care about in this series.
Gojo is not really present at all in any of the promo pictures for Culling Games. But the angel in the trailer says, we have... Like the heavens literally pull up, and the angel's like, well, we have like a divine curse technique that's like gonna release this seal. Just kind of funny to me. Like, seems kind of bullshit. Not get to work this hard and planned all this hard, and then a fucking angel just pulls up and is like, no, I'm gonna unseal this guy. This is not fair. Like what?
But that is pretty much everything you need to know to walk into season 3 feeling fully equipped and recapped to understand where we're going to pick up and just where we're going to go from there.
Awesome.
But if anyone has any specific questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll maybe try to respond to them or make some videos if there's some other big things I forgot to mention in here. So please let me know. And again, come join us in the Discord for the season 3 watch party starting tomorrow. I cannot wait. And
shout outs to Manga Animist, bro. Thank you for the summary that I definitely needed to deepen my understanding of cursed energy. Nah, the lore of JJK. It's out, baby. It's literally out right now. It's gonna be a field day. Please go check out Manga Animist channel. Go give him a like. Check out his channel. Go juice him up for this, and I'll see you in the JJK reactions.